ఏం చెప్పా? అందరూ చెక్ చేయమని చెప్పా. చెక్ చేసావా? చెక్ చేసావా? ఇప్పుడు చెక్ చేసినావు. ఇక్కడే ఉన్నాడు కదా వీడు. వెళ్ళాడా? వెళ్ళాడా? అందరు చెక్ చేసినావా? ఎవరిది బాగుంది చెప్పు. ఎవరిది బాగుందిరా? వంశీదా? కూర్చో. See, guys, previously we discussed about the component state. One component has the state, component state is there. Inside the component state is value to maintain. Inside the component to maintain the state, there is component level state, component level state. We are using the hook like use state. What the hook come on? Use state, hook. Component level to maintain the state, you are going for the hook is what the hook is use state hook, right? That is use state. But now today class we are going to maintain the state. We're going to maintain the state that can be used by one component, all components or all components. Create the state that can be what? Used by one component, all components of all components uses for. Create the state that can be used by all components. For example, here we have the cart. Assume that cart is like number is there. We have the cart with 3 items we added. So if we go for the base items. Base items, if I click on the data, base items what? If I click on the data, that is added into what cart. And even base item can interact with the cart, can access the data from the cart. Second is what? Non-base items to get the data from the cart. And milk item also we should add into what cart one, right? It means base items, non-base items, milk items, these all items we should add into what? Cart. In the e-commerce project, we are going for the code like that, right? When base item, when I click on this one, these all three components can get the data from what cart, right? Can send the data to cart or get the data from what? Cart. Then cart is what global state. Cart is a global state. We need to maintain the cart. Base items clicked on cart operated. Non-base clicked on cart operated. Milk items clicked on cart operated. For these all pages, what is the common data here? Cart. And cart is what data is here? Global state. What's it about? Global state. To maintain this global state, which is common across for all components, to maintain what? Global state common to what? All components. We are using the concept like Redux. The Redux is like global state management system. Centralized what? Global state. Redux is a what you can say is a global state management, right? Global state what? Management. Local state means what? Component level. Component level, you want to maintain the current base. Set state, you said what the hook is here? Use state local. Component level to maintain the state, you can go for what the use state. For all components, you have to interact with what? Some data here, then you can go for what the Redux, right? The Redux is just to maintain what state? Global state. Just to maintain what? Global state. So the base items can interact with the card, non-base also can interact with the card, milk item also can interact with the card. That is called global state. See guys, in Redux we have the global state. Redux we have the global state. Assume that global state is a card. Card is a global state. Initially card is what? Empty. Initially card is what? Empty. So this is a global state, card is empty initially. Got it? Good. So yes, now the regex contains global state to maintain the value. What value? Part number. Part like first item, second item, like that we have the data. Next one is like you click on add to cart. Veg items you click on add to cart. Non-veg item click on add to cart. Milk items you click on what? Add to cart. You should write some add to cart logic. I have tried what am I? Add to cart logic. See, add to cart logic we have tried. We have tried the add to cart logic like veg items. So you click on add to cart, you write the logic. Non-veg items, so you write the add to cart logic, you write the logic. And milk items, you have the add to cart button, you write the logic. Then how many pages? 3 pages. How many buttons? 3 buttons. How many logics? 3 logics. How many logics? No, 3 logics. Definitely right. Good. But veg items again add to cart logic. Non-veg items again add to cart logic. Milk items again add to cart logic. Writing add to cart logic how many times? 3 times. Good or not good or not good. Good or not good? Not good. See, component level logic, you can write the logic in a component itself. But this add to cart logic is a component level or common for all components. Common for all components. Because veg items add to cart, but the logic is same. Add the item into the cart. Add the item into the cart. Add the item into what? Cart. That's what guys. You can write the in the regex. A regex this is for state. State is what? Cart. Initial cart is what? Empty. In the regex, you write the reducers. You write what? Reducers. Reducer file. Reduce is nothing but what functions. This is reducer like reducer. The reducer name I will take the add to cart reducer. Add to cart reducer. I'm writing the logics. Then regex contains what? Regex contains like state and contains the reducers. Okay, regex contains what? State and reducers. See guys, your component, you logic, your variables are you state arrow functions are responded. Your component, you want to maintain the value of you state. You want to write the logic arrow functions, so map functions, whatever it may be, you can enter. Today is what? Cart. Cart is what? Specific component, common for all components are. Go for the regex. Regex was statement in add to cart logic. Add to cart logic is specific to component, common for all components are. Write the reducers in the regex. Regex contains a state which can be used by one component, all components. That cart should be that what you can say global state. The state should be updated by reducers. ఇక్కడ states. Then you can go for what reducers. Why these reducers? These reducers are update the state. Why reducers are update what state, right? That's it. Then finally, we have the regex. Regex contains only 2 concepts. One is the one global variable is there, global state is there, global state. Second one, the reducers are there. Why these reducers means what? See, local state is updated by what method? Set method. So local state means what level? Component level. Local state like use state book. Local state is updated by what? Local state is updated by set method. What method? Set. Setter method, right? What method? Setter method. But global state is updated by the global state is updated by these reducer functions. What functions? Remember only 2 things. Your component you want variable use state that is updated by setter method. Counter is there, count method is there, updated by set count. So your component you want variable use state, you want update a setter method. But cart is what? Local state, global state. Global state is updated by reducers. Global state updated by reducers. Local state updated by setters. The local state updated by what? Local state updated by setters. Use state పట్టుకోండి మీ లోకల్లో మీరు మీ కొందరు మీరు పడండి. That is the local state. Your component use state book setter method you update you enjoy about your component. But cart is local state or global state? Global state. The global state is updated by what? Reducer functions. What is reducer function? This is a reducer function. What function? Reducer. See guys, this reducer function add to cart logic. This can be used by any one component. You have the add to cart button. You click, but you don't have the logic. Non-veg items, you don't have the logic. Milk item, you don't have the logic. These all the logics are there in what is common. Where in the reduce? In what? Reduce. What logic executed? Reducers. Reducer logic is what? Add to cart. మీరు వెజ్ ఐటమ్ స్కిప్ చేస్తారా యాడ్ టు కార్ట్ ఎగ్జిక్యూటర్ నాన్ వెజ్ ఐటమ్ కి ఇక్కడ యాడ్ టు కార్ట్ ఎగ్జిక్యూటర్ మిల్క్ ఐటమ్ కి ఇక్కడ యాడ్ టు కార్ట్ విచ్ ఇస్ అప్డేటింగ్ వాట్ కార్ట్ దిస్ reducers are updating what cart value. The reducers will update what? Local state is updated by setters. Global state updated by okay. That's it. Clarity take global state is updated. Global state means what is a global state? Counter carta. Cart is a global state because this is a cart for veg item component, non-veg item component, milk item component for all components. This is called what is called cart. Global state updated by global state is updated by what reducers. Exactly. In veg.jsx guys, in veg component, when we click on when we click on add to cart, when you click on what? Add to cart, then what logic executed? Your component logic executed, reducer logic executed. Nice. When we get in veg component, when we click on add to cart, we click on what? Add to cart, then what happened? In regex, what? Regex. In regex, what executed? Reducer logic. What logic? Reducer logic executed. Reducer logic so executed. Update the global state. Update the cart. Update the cart is nothing but what state? Local state or global state? Global state. What state? Global state, right? In veg component, you click on add to cart. Veg lo add to this side, but you have the logic regex. Regex. Hey, generally, regex is a library, guys. Regex is a library. Library means it is providing some components, predefined support. Regex is a library, provides the predefined support. Regex is a library. But the Regex is provide the store.js file. Store.js file. Regex library. Library means for providing the components, predefined components. But I told that what global state is there, reducers are there, right? Global state can be used by all. Reducers can be used by all. This global state, the Regex provide the store.js file. What the file name? Store.js file. The file is the Regex is a library. That library given what file? Store.js file to maintain the local state or global state. To maintain the to maintain the global state with global state with what? Global state with what? Reducers. Because global state updated by what? Reducers, right? Reducers are not there, global state is not updated. Setters are not there, local state updated, not updated. Local state updated by setters. Global state updated by local state and setters will be written in what file? Component. Global state and reducer written in what file? Store. Hey, today class is very important. Real time entirely today class, only today class. Previously, what we discussed just a creating component, adding the component. But global state with cart to orders, so all are maintained by the store. So where the data is are common for what? All component. Global state. Global state is maintained at what level of store.js. And Regex is a library. Regex is providing what file? Store.js file to maintain. To maintain the global state and the reducers. So it means global state and reducers are present in what? Store.js. Store.js is given by Regex. Regex is a library providing what file? Store.js. A store.js what you write in the store.js? Global state and the reducer faster. Regex is providing Regex store.js. Store.js contains what? Global state common reducers. Why global state is to maintain the data. Reducers is what? Data maintenance. Hey, Redux is very powerful. Redux is what? Global state. Redux is a library. Redux library provide what? Store.js file contains what? Global state and the reduce. What is a global state means what? The state is a common to one specific to component, common for all components on. Local state is updated by local state at what level? Local state at what level? Component level. What level means what? Local state at component level. Local state at what level? Component level. Local state at component level. Updated local state at what? Component level. Updated by what method? Setters. Global state. I don't know. Use state. Okay, fine. You can say what? Local state. Local state means what we use it on use state. What level of component level? Updated by setter. Second one is what? Global state. Global state at what level? Global state means we are using what file? Redux store.js. Store.js. Component level, all components are. Input components can use. Updated by reducers. Okay, that's all. Updated by what? Reducers. So that's it. Hey, you can imagine, right? What is a local state? What is a global state? Local state where it is present, global state where it is present. Who update the local state? Who update the global state? ఏం చెప్పారు పాయింట్ చెప్పారు ఏం చెప్పారు what is the local state? What is the local state? What is the local state versus global state? What is the local state and global state? Second point is what is the local state? What is the global state? Next one. How to update the local state and what? How to update the how to update the local state and global state. How to update? What level? What level we will use what? What level we will use local state and what global state. You got it? How to maintain the local state and global state? How to maintain the local state and what global state? Tell me how to maintain the local state means use state group. How to maintain the local and local and what? Global state. Hey, how to maintain the local state means use state group. How to maintain the global state means what? Store.js. So finally store.js contains what? What is the store.js contains? What is the store.js file contains? What does store.js file contains? ఏమంటే గ్లోబల్ స్టేట్ ఉంటుంది అని పెట్టారు. Global state maintain the value. Reducers update the global state. Update the what state is global state. Okay, that's it. Got it done? Good. So add to cart logic, where is add to cart logic with you with the store? Why it is in the store? Why add to cart logics with the store? With what? Store. Why add to cart logic with store? Because these logics are what? Common to one component, all components are. Any components common color. Add to cart logics with what? With the add to cart logic with the store. Add to cart logics present with store, right? Add to cart logic store law. When we click on add to cart logic, the reducer function executed, which updates the state. When we click on what button? Add to cart button. When we click on what button? Add to cart button. What logic executed? Reducer logics executed. Reducer logic what executed? Update the state. State not update just update the sorry. We can write about global state. When we click on add to cart button, what executing? Reducer logic. Where is the reducer logic? In store.js. Where is reducer logic? Store.js. Got it now? Now you can imagine what is a local state, what is a global state like this. Local state and the component level. Component level is a local state is there used by use state group to update the set methods. Mean what is called. But you want all people want the cart. All the people like add to cart like this all should be there in the Redux. Store.js. Store.js contains what? State under global state under reducers. Reducers will update what? Global state. When you click on add to cart, then what happens? Reducer logic executed. Update the very important line is very important. Sentence is very powerful student. When you click on add to cart, even when you click on the remove cart means what? Cart with you know, cart with store. Cart with what? Store. When you click on remove cart, then what happened? Reducer logic executed. It is removed from cart. Removed from what? Cart. Got it done? That is like when you click on add to cart. నువ్వు ఏ క్లాస్ ఈ క్లాసే కదా ఒకటి నీ పక్కన కూర్చున్నాడు డాక్టర్ అంటే యాక్టివ్ క్లాస్ where is the data there is a global state in a store when you click on add to cart what logic executing what logic reducer logic which is updating global state update class updating what? Global state. That's it, right? That's all. Yeah. Now you see, you click on what add to cart. What logic executing? Your logic executing or store logic? Store logic executing. It means what we should do when you click on the button, you should tell that. Hey, you see, on-click event means what? On-click event is clicked at executing the logic, the function logic. But the function logic is there in the same component in the store.js. Store.js. It means when we click on the add to cart, when you click on what? Add to cart. When we click on what? Add to cart. The product should be added to what? Cart. When we click on the add to cart, what logic executed? Reducer logic. What logic? It means when you click on the add to cart, we need to send the request to what? Reducer. You should tell like, you please execute the reducer, right? You please execute what? Reducer. Then here we have to get the point. When we click on the add to cart here, we need to send the product to reducer. Product to what? Reducer. Reducer will update the product into the cart. Reducer will update the product into what? Cart. Then the point is what? We need to dispatch your action to, you click on add to cart logic. That action should be dispatched to where? Store, right? We dispatch the action to what? Previously, you click on the button, logic executed. Action there. Action is what? In the component itself. Now we in the component in the store.js. In the store.js. In the store.js, it's what? When you click on the button, add to cart, that action should be dispatched to where? Store, right? Dispatch to what? Store. It means we need to dispatch that action to where? Store. Because the store contains what? Logic. To dispatch any action to store, to dispatch what? To dispatch. Yeah, when we click on the button, when we click on the add to cart button, dispatch the action to what? Store. Action is what? Your product. When you click on the add to cart button, dispatch the, dispatch what? Dispatch the action to store. Action to what? Store the JS file. After dispatch here. Because logics are there in what? It become your component store.js. Yeah, అవుతుందా మీరు ఎక్కడ కొట్టారు వెల్చూ కంపెనీలో కొట్టారు ఎంత కొట్టారు? హెచ్ కాంపోనెంట్ కొట్టారు, యాడ్ టు కార్ట్ కొట్టారు కదా, కొట్టరా? కొట్టినప్పుడు ఎక్కడికి వెళ్ళాలి? స్టోర్ డాట్ జేఎస్. మీకు లాజిక్ ఎక్కడ ఉంది? స్టోర్ లో ఉంది. లాజిక్ స్టోర్ లో ఉంది. టు డిస్పాచ్ దిస్ డేటా, టు డిస్పాచ్ దిస్ వీఆర్ గోయింగ్ ఫర్ ద యూజ్ డిస్పాచ్ హుక్. వాట్ హుక్? యూజ్ డిస్పాచ్. టు డిస్పాచ్, to dispatch your action to where? Store. Because logic with you na with the store. With the store. With the store. So to dispatch any action to the store, you are going for what command? Use dispatch. ఏం లేదు, లాజిక్ మీ దగ్గర లేవు, ఎవరి దగ్గర ఉన్నాయి, వాటి దగ్గర ఉన్నాయి. మీరు క్లిక్ చేయగానే అక్కడ పంపించండి. హౌ యూ విల్ ఇంటరాక్ట్ విత్ ద స్టోర్ మీన్స్ యూజ్ డిస్పాచ్. యూ డిస్పాచ్ దిస్ యాక్షన్ టు హోమ్ స్టోర్. That is called use dispatch. When you click on add to cart button, dispatch the action to the store.js file using the hook is what? Use dispatch hook command. Use dispatch. But also use dispatch hook, very important. Use dispatch hook will dispatch your actions to where? Store. Actions to store, right? Like that. That's called use dispatch hook. But also use dispatch hook. What is the purpose of what? What is the purpose of use dispatch hook? But also use dispatch hook? No. And if you click on add to cart button, add to cart logic with you, no, with store. We need to dispatch the data to what? Store, right? Go for what? No? Use dispatch. But మీకు ఏదైనా స్టోర్ పంపించాలంటే యూజ్ డిస్పాచ్ చేయండి. దానికి యూజ్ డిస్పాచ్ చేయాలి. Okay, good. See guys, I want the cart.jsx file is there. I'll create a cart.jsx file in tomorrow class. Today is all about discussion point you should know. Cart.jsx file is there. Here I want to display all the this cart.jsx component. Cart.jsx component, I need to display all the cart items. I need to display all the cart items. Range cart items display cheyali. Ikkada cart.jsx. Where is items? Cart.jsx, we have display all the cart items. You click on the vector cart, all the cart items should be displayed. In cart.jsx component, JSX component, display, I need to display all the cart items. But where is the cart items? Huh? Store.json. Nice. Very nice. Previously, you are dispatching your add to cart logic to the store. Use dispatch to use. Now your cart.jsx required what? Now your cart.jsx is what? Your cart.jsx display all the components, all the items. Where is your items? In store. It means we have to get all the items from where? Store. To get the items from the store, we use the hook like use selector hook. The hook name use select. So cart.jsx component, I need to display all the items from all the cart items. But the cart items are what? Cart items are, tell me, cart items are what? Present in what file? Store.js. Okay, to read the data from the store. To read the data from store, you use like to read the data from the store, use the hook. Use what? Hook. Use selector hook. Use selector. That is what's the purpose of use selector hook? The purpose of what? Use selector. Yeah. Use selector hook. That's it. See guys, use dispatch means what? Your logics are there in the cart. That's what. Your logics are there in the store. That's why we have to go for use dispatch. Because you are dispatching to the store. You want to get the data from the store? Use selector. Hey, send the action to the store means what now? Use dispatch. Store compare and use dispatch. Store means this all and to send the data to store. To send the data to store, use dispatch. To get the data from the store, huh? Store. Store level that. What is there in the store? Huh? So it is important. Must global state and which contains what? Global state and reducers. Why reducers? To update the global state. To update what? Local state updated by setters. Local state updated by what? Setters. Where you will maintain the global state and reducers? Stored at yes. Stored at what? Yes. Now you imagine stored.js I told you to state and reducer. Cart is a state, cart updated by the cart can be updated by add to cart logic, cart updated. Remove cart updated. Increment cart updated. Decrement cart updated. It means cart have one reducer, so four reducers are four reducers. The add to cart logic cart updated. Remove cart updated. Decrement cart updated. Clear cart updated. Cart is clear, right? It means one state, one global state can have one reducer, multiple reducers on one global state, one global state can have the one reducer, multiple reducers are multiple reducers. Cart is the global state. Cart is a variable. Count is what like count dislike variables. Use state variables. That variable maintain the data. Maintain the data means what it update the data. Here cart is the global state. That is what? Global state. Then what are the reducers tell me? Reducers are what? Add to cart. Update to global state. Add to cart updated, not updated. Updated. Next one is what? Remove cart. Remove cart, global state updated, not updated. Updated. Add to cart, remove cart, increment cart, decrement cart, clear cart. What are reducers? One global state can have what? One reducer, multiple reducers are. Next, very nice. How to dispatch the action to store? How to send the data to store? Use state. How to get the data from store? What the store contains? Global state and reducers. Why reducers? Update the global state. Why global state? Why global state? Maintain the data for what? One component for all components. Why global state means you should tell that global state is used by all components. One component, all components. Yeah, nice. But store contains what? Global state and reducers. Is a store.js contains only single global state or multiple global states? Definitely we have multiple global states. But store.js is what? One global state reducers. Another global state reducers. Another global state reducers. Store.js contains one global state and multiple global states are multiple global states. The store.js contains what? The store.js file contains the one global state and multiple global states. Cart is one of the global state that is used by all components. We have the orders. I need to maintain the global. I need to maintain what? Orders, right? Because orders are maintained what? Globally. Because sometimes you'll place the orders in Swiggy, Instamart. Sometimes you'll place order in what? Swiggy, Food, Zomato. Yes or no? It means Swiggy, Instamart, Food, Zomato, they should maintain the single component, single component. It means like store.js file contains the multiple what? One global state and multiple global states also. Multiple global states. Multiple global states will there. Cart is a global state. Address is a global states. Products is a global states. How many global states we have? Multiple global states. Order, global state. Orders, global state. Products, global state. That global state contains what? Reducers. This global state also contains what? Reducers. This also contains what? Reducers. The store.js contains what? Multiple global states and what? Reducers. The cart is one of the global state. Like that reducer. Store.js only should not contain only cart, right? Imagine store.js contains only Kata. May have what? Multiple global state that can be used by what? All components. All components can use what? Car. All the components can use what? Orders. All the components can use what? Products. It means store.js file contains one global state and multiple global states are multiple global states. Nice. Now you try to understand. This is one global state reduces something. Last point we'll start at this time. This is the like last point. But you will be very there, close at the another Work global state. Cart reducers. Work global state. Second global state is what? Orders or reducers. Orders separated by reducers. Products is the one global state. Assume that three global states are there. How many global states? My store.js file contains three global states. Three global states. More global states. Then we need to pack, right? We need to pack that, this is a, see, my store contains like, three items. We separately pack, this is a first pack, second pack, third pack, right? One state, global state related, one global state and reducers. Second global state and reducers. Third global state and what? Reducers. To maintain this global state and reducers separate tag format, separate what? Tag format. We are using the concept like slices. Slices. This is a slice. Store.js contains what? Multiple slices. A slice is nothing. Slice is like something like one state to reducers basically of slice. One state and what? Reducers. That's a slice. Second state and reducers another slice. Third state and reducer, third slice. Because if you write the code, a file in the code. What the file here? Store.js file. Assume that we have the store.js file. Store.js file contains the cart state is there, reducers are there. Cart state is there and what? Reducers. And the order state is the reducers are there. After that, we have the product state is the reducers is there, right? But there is no separation between this data, right? That's what we have the slice. Create slice cookie is there. Create slice saying the packing the data. And then this slice having the part and reducers. First slice. Then this slice we are calling it as what? Part slice. What is a card slice contain? Card slice contains what? Global state and reducers. Relate to the card. Get to what? Card. Which one is going to directly you maintain a card reducer, order reducer? That is good. First slice, second slice, third slice. What is good? What is the slice then? Maintain the global state and one slice means one global state and reducer. Second slice is second global state and reducers. One global state can have one reducer, multiple reducers are. Yeah. The next one is what? Here, this is a card slice. This is like card slice. Second one is what? Order slice. Order slice contains what? Order slice contains what? Orders state, orders reducers. Third one is what now? Product slice. Products state, product reducers. This is called product slice. Slice like that. And then. So that's it. That thing is all enough. That's enough for the. Got it done? What a local state means? What is local state? Specific to the component. What is the local state? Global state means? Common to all components. How to update the local state? Setters. How to update the global state? Reducers update the global state. Where you write the global state and reducers? Why reducers? To update the global state. One state contains one reducer, multiple reducers or multiple reducers. When we click on add to cart, the logics with you are store. How you dispatch that logics to store? how you dispatch that action to store, use dispatch. మీ లాజిక్ అక్కడ ఉన్నాయి అక్కడ డిస్పాచ్ చేయాలి మీకు ప్రోడక్ట్ ని. You dispatch that add to cart means what, one button click means one product added, right? That product, that action nothing but that product. A product ఎక్కడ సెండ్ చేయాలి? Store. To send any data to the store, what we use to use to get the data from the store, you select it because cart.jsx is there. Cart.jsx required all items, but various items in store logs. Cart.jsx we should get the data from what? Store. Go for what? That's it. Slice. Yeah, because store.js contains store.js contains what? One global state and multiple global states. One global state and corresponding reducers. You can pack it as a one slice. One slice contains what? One global state and reducers. Create the slice using use slice. Create the slice using the create slice method. What the purpose of what is the purpose of purpose of what? Create slice method. Create a slice method. What the purpose of create slice method? Use it to create a slice. Use it to create a slice. And then got it done? Any questions? Local state, global state, store.js file contains the global state and net users. Multiple global states are there that can be combined using what? Slices. One slice is nothing but what? One slice is nothing but one slice is nothing but one slice is nothing but one global state and reducers. 5 slices means 5 global states. The store.js contains what? Multiple global states, right? Multiple global states. That's it. Here, how many slices you have? First slice is the cart slice. Second slice is the product. Third slice is the product slice. How many slices store.js contains? 3 slices. Slice contains? What is the slice contains? Slice contains the global state and the reducer. What is the slice? The slice means what? The slice contains what? Store contains like what? Store contains what? One single global state or multiple global states are there. But slice contains store contains the store.js contains what? Contains the multiple global states. The store.js the multiple global states you can maintain. But the slice contains what? Slice contains the one global state. ఒక slice లో ఒక global state reduce చేయడం. But store contains what? Single. Slice contains a single global state. Single global state corresponding reducers are. I think reducer. ఇంకా సార్లు ఎంతవరకు మరి ఎక్కువ చెప్పినా కానీ వీళ్ళకి ఎక్కడ ఉన్నది ఫాల్ రైట్ పాయింట్స్. Redex is what? Library. Redex is a state management library area. Redex centralize what? The application state. So that all components can access the global state. Redex provide the store.what JS file to maintain what global state and the retrievers.